There are three ways to use the Go-To without the Insta360 app. The first way is to use the Go-To inside the charging case and point and shoot. The second way is to take the Go-To outside the charging case and tap the Action button to activate your quick capture modes. And the third way is to use your charging case as a wireless remote. So let's go through all the modes and settings you can set in the charging case. When you open the charging case, press any button to connect the Go-To to the charging case. To switch modes, just keep tapping the plane button until you reach your desired mode. This is video mode. On the screen, you can see how much storage you have left, the field of view, video resolution, aspect ratio, and the frame rate. Video mode will record video in a fixed aspect ratio of your choice. The stabilization is basic, and when you rotate the Go-To to the left, then the frame will also rotate to the left. And when you rotate the Go-To to the right, then the frame will also rotate to the right, because there is no horizon leveling in this mode. Photo mode will take a 9 megapixel photo. Pro video mode is my favorite way to record video on the Go-To because you don't need to set an aspect ratio before you start recording. In editing, you can reframe your shot to a 16:9 or 9:16. You have gimbal-like stabilization, and when you turn the Go-To to the left, right, or upside down, then the horizon will stay completely straight because this mode has horizon leveling, and if you don't want horizon leveling, you can turn it off in editing. So I highly recommend when you record video in general, use Pro Video mode so you get the most flexibility in editing. Timeshift mode is exactly the same as Pro Video mode, with the only difference being that the AI in editing will add the speed for you. But honestly, if you want to speed up your video, record video in Pro Video mode, and then in editing, you can choose where you want to add the speed, how fast you want that speed to be, and it really doesn't take that long. Timelapse mode will take a sequence of photos at an interval of your choice and then stitch those photos together into a video for you. The only downside of this mode is that it cannot record a still lapse video. So to do this, you will need to use photo interval mode on the Insta360 app instead. HDR video mode will give you better looking video than Pro Video mode in bright sunny weather conditions when the Go-To is still or not moving very much. If you use HDR video mode when the Go-To is moving a lot, then you will see ghosting effects, and HDR video mode is limited to 24 and 25 frames per second. Slow motion video mode will record video at 120 frames per second. If you hold the Go-To like this and press record, then the Go-To will record slow motion in the 16:9 aspect ratio. If you hold the Go-To like this and press record, then the Go-To will record slow motion in the 9:16 aspect ratio. The next option is settings, and this is where you can change the camera settings as well as the photo and video settings. Tap the plane button to cycle through the options. I will keep wind noise reduction on. If you're based in Europe, then set the anti-flicker to 50 Hz. And if you're based outside of Europe, then set the anti-flicker to 60 Hz. And this will stop light flickering in your video. The standby timer will set how long the Go-To will stay on before it goes to sleep. At the time of recording this video, you can only record video in H.264, but in the future there might be a H.265 option, which is a more efficient way to record video. If you want the highest video quality possible, then set the bitrate to high, but if you want to save storage space or have smaller file sizes, then set the bitrate to standard. You can turn the LED on or off. You can lock the action button so quick capture 1 and quick capture 2 is disabled. So if you tap the action button now, then the Go-To will just turn on instead of activating a photo or video mode. You can change the language, leave the Wi-Fi setting as it is. Format will completely erase all your files from the Go-To, so make sure you backed up all your files before you format your Go-To. Reset will default all your settings to factory settings, and About will tell you your firmware version and serial number. If you tap the record button while settings is selected, then you will see the settings you can change for the photo and video modes. In photo settings, you can set a self timer of 3, 5 or 10 seconds, or you can set it to off, and you can enable RAW to take raw photos. In Pro Video mode settings, the aspect ratio does not matter because you can change it in editing. Set the video resolution to 1440p for the highest video quality possible. Choose a frame rate of your choice. I will stick to 30 frames per second. Field of view does not matter because you can change it in editing. I will use the standard color profile, and I will leave the capture time at 10 minutes. In time-lapse mode settings, the options are pretty much the same, but here you can choose an interval of your choice, from 0.5 seconds all the way to taking a photo every 120 seconds. There are a couple of disadvantages when using the Go-To without the Insta360 app, one of them being you cannot set manual exposure settings, and the Go-To does do a very good job when setting auto exposure during the day, but it is in the low light situations where you're more likely to see the noise, the grain, the micro jitters and blurry video, and this is where you need the manual exposure settings to get rid of all these issues. And secondly, you cannot see what you are filming, so it is difficult to frame and compose a shot, and you cannot check whether you actually got the shot or not without connecting the Go-To to the Insta360 app. Now that you know what all the photo and video modes do and how to change the settings, head over to the final video in the mini-series where you will learn how to film and edit your first video with the Go-To and publish it onto social media. So I'll see you there.